And we're recording. This is an oral interview for the Claverack Free Library History Committee. Where our project is to do oral histories of some of our older residents in Claverack and get their memories recorded so that we can all share them later on.
Sounds good.
I'm here tonight. It's January 22nd, 2024, about 6:30, and I'm here with Lee Hood, who was Claverack's seamstress
Yeah.
and resident.
Yeah.
But I think everybody knew her as
yes.
the dressmaker. So say hello, Lee, to the.
Well, hello. I used to be down on Webb Road, but then we decided I need a bigger house.
Yep. And why did you need a bigger house?
Because I had my business downstairs.
And that was making dresses.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Now, did you specialized in wedding dresses?
Oh, no, I did everything.
So I know you did a prom dress for me, but did you do regular, like a suit for somebody?
If I had time.
Yeah. But
Oh, yeah.
you would say you were concentrating on the.
Oh, well, weddings, formals, fancy stuff.
Fancy stuff.
Dancing,
Delicate work.
dancing costumes.
Oh, yeah.
Dancing
For
costumes,
dance
really.
recitals. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, that must have
yeah.
been interesting.
That was fun.
Yeah. And you did a lot of handwork on the wedding dresses. I
yeah.
know you did on mine.
Yeah. I did beadwork and
Yeah.
Appliques.
Yeah.
So how did you start sewing? When
My
was
mother was a seamstress.
Okay.
And when she wasn't home one day, I said, I see that sewing machine with treadle machine.
Yeah.
Didn't have motors on in those days. And I went like that, and a needle came down,
You were
jammed with the
fastened-
thread.
Oh, you jammed.
My mother came home, and I said, there's something wrong with the sewing machine. She said, I know. She said, that's all right. She didn't holler at me or anything.
Oh,
But then
okay.
after that, I was making dresses for her and,
Yeah.
and her
And
friends.
so you went from the treadle machine. What was the next machine? Do you remember?
Well, then they put motors on the old machines.
Okay.
And then you step on that pedal and that machine would go.
Vroom. It would fly.
Yeah.
Did you have, what make was it? Did you have a singer?
Singer. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Always
had
singer. Okay. And did you ever have like a factory sewing machine like they used in the? No, always just the little
And
little
it's
singer.
still downstairs.
Yeah, still downstairs.
Oh, yeah.
That's very nice. And you don't sew anymore, or do you?
Well, when I get ambitious.
Yeah. And,
Mostly I have to sew for myself. Buttons come off.
okay. Okay. So you said that you originally started living in Hudson. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
that's where I lived.
And then you moved out here, and you said, did you have this house built with your business in mind?
Well, we lived down on Webb Road,
Okay.
and it was just a little house.
1952.
1952.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
And this is Mrs. Hood's daughter, Susan, who is kind of interjecting as she needs to. How's that? Some of the dates and
I mean, there's just
so.
so much in here, and it's like, wow.
So you knew that downstairs was going to be yours.
That when we built this house, I says, I gotta have my own room. My husband said, you're crazy. And it was like, give me my own room, because otherwise I'd have to have the girls up here,
Mm-hmm.
or in the ranch house that was on the first floor. He'd come home for lunch, and there'd be 3 or 4 girls sitting in the living room like this. And he said, are you here for lunch? Oh, no, we're having fittings today. He just wanted to go back to work. I never saw him until dinner time.
Yeah, well, and you had dinner ready for him, I'm
Oh,
hoping.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Oh, yeah.
And what house did you grow up in?
The first house on Webb Road,
On Webb Road.
1952. We
Okay.
moved out there, and we were in that house for 7 years, and then we moved just a lot over
Mm-hmm.
and lived there for another 7 years,
Oh, okay.
and then moved here in
Then,
'66.
Then here. So you went to Claverack School, then?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And were you involved with her classes at all?
Oh,
Or?
well, anytime there
Like
was something
a-
going on at school,
Yeah.
oh yeah, then I'd have to walk up. Well, I lived down on Webb Road and you had to walk up to the school.
Why is that, Mom?
Why?
You didn't drive.
I know.
How old were you when you got your driver's license?
I don't know, but I fooled them all.
72.
Oh. You
yeah.
didn't get your driver's license until 72.
72 years old.
Oh, 72 years old.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, not 1972.
okay.
But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, so we have some pictures of some of the gowns that you made.
There you
Um,
go. Joanne
can you
Armstrong.
hold some of them up, and maybe Lee could give us a little who it is and what she remembers?
That's Joanne Armstrong
And
and Bill.
Bill.
Mhm.
And you made the dress.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Now, did you make the?
The headpiece.
Oh, the headdress. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The whole outfit. They'd
The
come
whole-
in, show me a picture. I like this. Well, you can't have that because I can't get that lace. It doesn't have to be any kind of lace. And it's like, no, it's got to be like a picture.
So that's people would come to you
Yeah.
with a picture
Oh yeah.
from a magazine or.
Oh yeah. And then the fellow that had the clothing, the fabric store, I go, Louis, I need this. I'll get it for you. He'd go to New York and get it for me.
Porpoise Fabric Shop.
Yeah, Louis
I think they were down on 4th Street and Ed was on 6th Street, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Harris Fabrics.
So do you remember the first wedding dress that you made?
Oh my gosh.
This was something,
It goes way back.
That's beautiful.
Leona.
that wasn't her wedding dress. I think she was in a wedding.
In a wedding.
I believe.
Yeah.
But this was back in the 40s.
Yeah.
Turn it more toward the
It was blue satin.
This
It was
way?
so pretty.
Yeah.
Well, I had four girls like that.
Now, is that what kind of fabric is that? Satin?
This was satin.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
And the head, that's lace, right? The head covering?
Yes. Yeah, Mantua.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you learn fabrics pretty quick, huh?
Oh yeah. Well, my mother was a seamstress.
So
And
you just grew up with
When I
it.
was little, she would throw fabric pieces on the floor. I'd pick them up, make little skirts for my doll. I had a doll about that big. I'd make her little skirts. And I'd say to Mama, "Oh, this is nice." She says, because there was no hem in it, no zippers, no buttons. And it's like, and my mother was a professional seamstress.
Oh, now we got
Yeah.
some pretty ones here.
This
What do
was
we have here?
Ginny.
Joanne Gambino. And this is their 50th anniversary clip, newspaper clip. But, yep, that was,
That's beautiful.
so they
So
celebrated.
I'm sure over the years styles changed. Maybe you
Oh,
started out
Oh yeah.
with the big
Then
skirts
and
with
they'd
a.
come out with a strapless, and it was like for a wedding. So I'd make them a lace jacket to,
Okay, yeah.
at least for the
At least for the
rece-
yes.
reception.
Yep. But you went from you saw everything. I'm sure, and you had to make the under.
Oh yeah, you couldn't buy them.
Yeah.
Unless you went to New York.
Yeah.
And who's going to travel 100 miles to buy a petticoat?
Well, they do that now. I mean,
I
100
know.
miles is nothing.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
but oh, look at that.
And
Yeah.
Helen Bender.
This is,
So did you keep fabric on hand
No.
at all? It was all.
Well, everyone wanted something different.
Yeah.
So you couldn't. But I had a good place in Hudson.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, And Ed would get some. I'd show him a picture, and I said, "I gotta have this, Ed. I'm going to New York next week. I get it for you."
So you really had a lot. You had some help
Oh yeah.
in
Oh, yeah.
getting this beautiful
Oh, yeah.
fabric.
yeah,
And,
the two shops were very good.
and he
Yeah.
understood what you needed, and you
Oh,
worked
yeah.
well together.
I mean, they'd bring me a sketch or a picture, or just tell me, I want something like that, not too low, but I want it off the shoulder. And it's like, it's a church wedding.
Yeah.
Yes, you can't be having bare
you
shoulders.
can't have bare shoulders.
So I could make a lace top.
So nowadays, I think everybody wants
Oh,
low cut and bare. And,
Décolleté.
oh, yeah.
No, like Helen Bender. this last one.
No.
That was the bridesmaid.
And some of them,
Yeah.
some of the brides wanted bows too, I guess, huh?
Yeah, back
Yeah.
in style now, I
Yeah.
guess that's
Yeah.
the new thing
That's what I
this
was
year.
saying, that the
Bows.
styles have changed,
Yeah.
so much.
But,
And everybody wanted a different headpiece.
Yes.
Some wanted
Well,
full,
then they bring me a picture.
and again,
like, okay, and I think to myself, it's going to have a problem with that because if the veil is too short, it's going to start going forward. If the veil is too long, you can't handle it. And it's like,
kind
So-
of like the trains that they had behind them
Oh.
too. She would
make a bustle.
make a bustle.
mhm.
Oh yeah, of course you couldn't very dance with something like that.
So, what do you remember just living in Claverack? Well,
Oh, well,
I
when
mean, you moved from, I mean, you were at Webb Road, but obviously,
well, we lived down on Webb Road.
yeah.
That's
but
down near the bridge.
What do you remember? What businesses were here? Can you remember? I mean,
Well, we had a grocery store.
okay,
We didn't have a liquor store yet.
okay.
I think it was just a grocery store, and it was next to the post office.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody came to get their mail and go into Ed's and get some groceries.
Okay.
But I think the post office at the time was over on 23,
Yeah.
where the gas station
Station is now.
Right.
Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
It was a wooden building, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Small building.
It's very
Yeah,
small,
yeah.
yeah. And one of my distant relatives was postmaster for a while, and my father always told me he remembered playing where there's trucks or something out back, so.
Oh my goodness!
yeah.
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 Was that Mr. Ham?
No,
He's
it was,
post-
I believe it was Guy Shook,
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
so,
I remember Mr. Ham. but
yeah, I do
that's-
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one I grew up with anyway.
And MacLear's had was it appliances?
MacLear's.
Wasn't
Yes.
it? That was up there.
That was up next to the store.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot
And,
all
Oh, yeah.
about
Then they
that.
made it into a post office.
Yeah, well, in the market, I guess. And then
Right.
Maturi's had the barber shop.
Mhm.
Mr. Maturi had the barber shop.
Yeah.
Is that who had it? Okay,
Yeah, and I think that's now the apartment house.
great.
Yeah.
Because that's where my mother was trained as a beautician, and she always wanted to fuss with my hair, and I hated it. I was a
Oh.
tomboy. And she would take me I think we went to Ginny Zayak,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
but I would refuse to go. And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
my father would take me to the barber.
Mhm.
So it was Mr.
Maturi, but I'm not sure how far back.
Okay.
But-
But I remember going to have just a cute little bob thing,
Oh,
very,
yeah.
very plain and simple.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I remember going down the stairs and yes, very, very much so. And let's see, did you ever go to the diner?
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What was the name of the diner? Was it
Mary's or,
something like that?
Yeah,
But it was
Mary's.
on the Mulaski property.
it
or
was
he
on the
Yeah,
Mulaski.
bought it after or something, I remember.
And Mulaski, I think, sold cars for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. He did. Mhm.
Okay. And a long time ago, the police barracks was right across the street in a little white house right across from Mulaski's. Do you
Oh.
remember that?
The state police.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then they moved down.
Well, they've moved
down here.
Yeah,
They moved to Cottage.
Not too
Yeah.
far away from me.
Yeah.
We gotta watch her.
We had the police in Claverack for a long time, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
And the florist?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Barnard Florist.
Barnard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
I mean, they were an important part of the weddings, I'm sure.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Yeah. I'd go in and tell them I gotta have this and I want this and I want this. I'll get it for you.
And they did.
Yeah, Mr. Barnard, I get it for you.
So this was a team effort,
Oh,
To-
well, yeah.
a
Oh yeah.
production of this wedding.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You were the wedding planner before
Oh,
we
that's
had
right.
wedding
oh, yeah. And
planners.
then I'd go to Louis and order my fabric.
Okay,
Louis Porpa.
okay,
And then after Louis closed, then I'd go up to Harris Fabrics.
right. I
And-
remember
but
the
Louis
Harris.
used to go to New York for me.
Yeah.
Whatever I needed, I said, Louis, I get it for you.
Yeah, you get it
And
for
he
you.
come, he come up home with bags.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
He says, I get it for you. Well,
Yeah.
he knew where to go. I mean, he was in that business for years.
Yeah.
And he
He knew all
the
about it.
wholesalers.
He knew
And of course
exactly.
We had no wholesalers up here.
Where was he located?
Let me
Where was
see.
the store located?
Louis was between 4th and 5th. 4th Street, 4th and 5th. Right across from the department store. Louis.
Departments, well, Ed Harris was across
Oh,
from
no,
Marsh's.
Well,
Right.
that was
That's
up
the one I
further.
remember.
But Louis
Yeah.
was just above
Another
4th
block.
Street.
Yeah, he was another block down, but
Oh, yeah. And they'd go to New York and get fabric for me.
So I am sure you heard. Did you have any brides that got cold feet?
Most of them did. I mean, they'd come in and sit down. I don't know what I want. My mother thinks I should have this and everything. I said, well, let's sit down. I'll show you some pictures. And so I get either wedding pictures out.
You guided them through.
Well, yeah, because I mean, they didn't know what they wanted.
Yeah.
Their mother said, you got to have satin. Well, in the summertime, satin is a heavy fabric. So I would, talk to them into something, show them fabrics. And I said, next time you come in, you bring your mother.
Mm-hmm.
The mother would come in, she'd look at the fabric. And that was all I got out of the mother.
Oh.
Well, they didn't understand fabrics. You had fabric that was dull finish, fabrics with a shiny finish, some with lacy finish, and you couldn't just say, oh, I want something like that. Well, you can't look at a picture and say, I want that. So I'd show them fabrics.
Yeah.
And then I'd go up to Louis. Louis, I gotta have this. I go to New York next week. I get it for you.
Now, did any of the future brides bring their intended with them?
No.
No,
no,
never.
No.
not back
No,
then.
Nobody ever saw.
I didn't do men's work.
No. Okay.
No. Then of course I'd be at the wedding.
Did you get invited to a lot of the weddings?
My husband says, not another wedding.
Well,
But
you
he
had
had
to
to
go
take-
see this whole production that you were a big part
Well, I
of, right?
wasn't driving.
Yeah.
So he had to either take me or bring me or whatever. And it was like another wedding.
You'd have to help the bride out of the car with her
They were busting.
bouffant or her hoop or whatever.
With
yeah.
whatever, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And where were some of the receptions? Do you remember where they
Oh
were?
my gosh, yes. The VFW Hall. I
Okay.
had one at City Hall.
Elks Club.
Elks Club, quite
That
a
was a
few.
big-
Elks Club, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, and then some were outdoor weddings. The reception was on the lawn or something.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband would say, no, another wedding? I
Mhm.
says, yeah. Well, he'd get there and the guys he worked with.
Oh, so he would
And he
know
was gone.
somebody, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
he
he was entertained.
didn't mind taking me
Okay.
because I wasn't driving.
Yeah.
And he said,
But it
another
must-
wedding.
that
And then
That must have been such a thrill for you to see the whole put together, the whole show.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It was nice because I didn't have room. I had a smaller house,
Mm-hmm.
and down on Webb Road.
So where did you cut fabric up here, or did you have a table down there?
I had a table in the kitchen that I worked at,
Okay.
and then when we decided I need more room,
Yeah.
so then we decided to build
Okay.
this house.
Then you had everything right down there.
That's my room.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because I used to have girls in during the day, and sometimes he'd come home for lunch, come up in the kitchen and get his own lunch.
Approximately how many wedding dresses did you make?
One of these days I'm going to think about counting. Oh yeah.
Do you think you did 100?
No, not quite.
I'd
It could be maybe 75.
say it's pretty close.
Yes, that's my granddaughter right there.
This one here?
Right here. This
Yeah.
was the last bridal gown that she did.
This is the
she
last
made.
one.
Yeah.
And what year was that?
2002.
Two.
Yeah.
And that
she
was the
made
last
the,
one. Okay.
the young attendants.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, the children.
You did a nice job. And
Oh,
the
thank you.
colors are nice too.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you want to.
Well, I had an in with the fabric store.
Yeah, oh, well, you had to
I
have
gotta
one,
go in
right?
and say, Louis, I gotta have this. I get it for you.
Want to take a
He
break for
put
a
down in
minute?
New York to the wholesalers.